Okay, number 16 says the side lengths of the figure below are given in centimeters. If the perimeter of this figure is 78 centimeters, what is the value of x? Okay, so the perimeter, of course, we know that means we just add up all of our sides. So we have 2x minus 3 right here. We have another 2x minus 3. We have a 12. We have 2x. And then we have x squared. And we know we're going to add all of those up. And that is going to equal 78. Okay, so let's combine some like terms and put it in descending order. So I have an x squared here. Let me do another color. I have an x squared here, so I'm going to start with that x squared. Then I have 2x plus 2x plus another 2x. So that's going to give me a total of 6x. And then I have a negative 3 and another negative 3 and a positive 12. So if I do negative 6 plus 12, that gives me a positive 6. And all that equals 78. Okay, so what we need to know is this. We need to set this equal to 0 so that we can factor and solve because it has a quadratic. It has an x squared. It's a quadratic equation. So if I subtract 78 from both sides, and I'm going to run out of space, so I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to have x squared plus 6x, and then 6 minus 78 is going to give me a negative 72. And now that equals 0. So now I need to factor this. So it's a trinomial with no lead, so I know I can put my two sets of parentheses. I know I have my x and my x. I need to factor the number 72, so let me see if I can squeeze it in over here. So I've got 72. I have 1 times 72 and 2 times 36 and 3 times 24, and 4 won't go, I don't think. Hang on a minute, let me pull up my calculator. Okay, so 4 will go 4 times 18, and 6 times 12, and 8 times 9. And that's all. And we are looking for our middle term of 6, so if I add here and then subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract, and add and subtract. Okay, so we found the middle term right here. So I'm using 6 and 12. Because it's in the minus column, that means my signs are going to be different. So I'll put my 6 and my 12. I know signs are different. This one goes with the larger of the two numbers, so the 12 gets to be the positive and the 6 gets to be the negative. Okay, now that it's factored, I have to set each parentheses equal to 0 and then solve for the x. So to solve for my x here, I am going to add 6 to both sides. And I'm going to end up with x equals 6. Here I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. And I'll end up with x equals negative 12. Because this is an actual value, like it's a measured value, right? It cannot be a negative number. So the negative 12 is not going to work for us. So it has to be the positive 6. So if we look down here, H is going to be our correct answer. 17 says, which of the following describes all the solutions to the inequality 5x plus 7y greater than or equal to 20 when y is equal to negative 4? Okay, so that means, sorry, let me get a pen. Here we go. That means I am just replacing my y with negative 4. So I have negative 4 greater than or equal to 22. So I have 5x, and 7 times negative 4 is negative 28, greater than or equal to 22. So we are going to add 28 to both sides. This is gone. It leaves 5x. 22 plus 28 is going to give me 50. Divide both sides by 5. And so I did not divide by a negative, so I'm not flipping my inequality sign. And then 50 divided by 5 is 10. So x is greater than 10. Looks like C is going to be the correct answer. Okay, number 18 says, the graph of quadratic function g is shown below. Based on the graph, between which two values of x is a 0 of g located? Remember, guys, the word 0, root 0, solution, they all mean x-intercept. Okay, so that is what you are looking for. It says between which two values. So if I look right here, here's an x-intercept, and it is between a -2 and a -1. Here is another x-intercept. It is between a +4 and a +5. So this one says between -9 and -8, no. Between a +1 and a +2, no. Between -7 and -5, no. Between 4 and 5, yes. That would be our correct answer.